Hell, this is totally not Danzig, and you're listening to the Shred Shack.
Greetings, folks. I'm Dan Mack.
And this is Chris Mack.
Welcoming you to episode 109 of the Shred Shack podcast, your premier source of news and uninformed yet heavily biased opinions pertaining to all things heavy metal, airing bi-weekly on iTunes, Mixcloud, and Google Play for now, as well as on YouTube at youtube.com/theshredshack and youtube.com/adamentstemplum. It is way too early for reading.
Especially when both of us just got off of work just a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Not even. Not even.
Yeah. It is way too early to be reading. So let's get started with some old business.
Old business is old business, and new business is new business.
We have no old business. Let's go on to new business.
Raul?
And this is new business, and we do not discuss new business until next quarter.
He was contemplating his role in Street Fighter. And with new business, we start talking about usually new album releases, of which I have none. It looks like you have two, so
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Well, first and foremost, of course, the new Amon Amarth record, Berserker. It's awesome.
Berserker.
Yes. That's all I can think about sometimes when I think about the title of the record is Clerks.
I think of the old wrestler.
Oh, there's that too, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's a really good record. It really is. I mean, we've talked about a couple of times this year already about bands who have a formula, and if the formula works, don't stray from it. You know, KFC, 11 Herbs and Spices, the Coca-Cola formula. This is the Amon Amarth formula. It's straight up Viking metal, and it's awesome.
Okay.
You know, there's really nothing more you can say about it. I guess they got to the point where like they have to either really do something amazing or like something completely off the like just terrible for me to actually say anything more.
I gotcha.
You know, they've reached that level of like Devin Townsend.
Yeah.
But the next one up is Dreadnought, their album Emergence that came out last week. I'm a big fan of them. I think they were in my top 3 when I first heard about them a couple of years ago. And they are like pretty much like avant-garde black metal, very experimental, very dedicated to the lo-fi sound. So if anyone who has dreams of really good production sound on a black metal record, this is not for you. Like I said, they are very dedicated to the lo-fi sound, but it's really good. The sound serves the music itself. It's really, I would highly recommend it for anybody who's a fan of like Mierker, because it's female vocals. There's 2 female vocalists. One does the harsh vocals, one does the clean vocals. There's flutes, there's saxophone, so there's a little bit of jazz influence in there, but of course just it is a straightforward black metal record, and I highly recommend it.
Cool. What else have we been listening to this week, or these past 2 weeks?
Well, it's a very short list because I've been sick all this week, and then last week was just kind of like a short week for me, I think. But Shadows Fall Redemption, Dead Soul Tribe, The Lullaby for the Devil.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden, A Matter of Life and Death. Probably my favorite latter-day Iron Maiden record. I believe that's what I said in my top 10 review.
Yeah.
And Five Finger Death Punch, War is the Answer. I know we give them a lot of shit on this podcast, but I always say that I am a fan.
Yeah.
So they're just incredibly catchy for no fucking reason, and I needed something like that day. So that's pretty much it, though. Like I said, this week I've been sick. I've been just really in the car, just been rotating between Amon Amarth, Dreadnought, and the last Grand Magus record. So
I've still been doing the iPod on shuffle, for the most part. Been listening to a new EP from a band by the name of Dig Two Graves, which I am going to be doing a solo review on.
oh, that's cool.
Yep. Metalcore from I'm not sure where. I believe the northeastern area of the states.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Aside from that, I've been listening to my top threes for February and March.
Yeah, I'm so fucking behind.
Yeah, not that far behind.
No, I am.
Oh. Yeah, well, top threes for February and March, just to get a feel for it. One of my top threes for February is an interesting listen every time, just because of the fact that it's so strange. I describe it as a cross between Volbeat and him. Or like if you took the Misfits and put them into the 80s like new wave gothic scene.
This does not sound bad at all. It sounds amazing, actually.
It's very interesting, and a very good listen every single time. So that's basically how I describe them in the video. It's really good. It's musically it's not very heavy. It's they're considered a Scandinavian rock, so they're not very heavy, but they have like a kind of doom metal sound.
Mm-hmm.
But the guitar sound is very thin comparatively.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's good. But yeah, aside from that, it's been the iPod on shuffle. Nothing really out of the blue or particular that I've been listening to. I saw an email for the Weird Al tour that's happening, and I wanted to listen to some Weird Al, so I think that might happen very soon. Because he's coming around to the Aztec Theater with a orchestra.
With an orchestra.
It's called the Strings Attached Tour.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Because last tour was stripped down. No costume changes or anything like that, and it was like a skeletons in the closet kind of tour, where he pulls out a lot of the random stuff that he doesn't play live. And now this tour is back to basics, but it's with an orchestra behind him.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, so I mean, if it wasn't happening on a Sunday, I would be there.
Fucking Sunday.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, so let's go into news, and thankfully we don't have any obituaries to talk about this week. But let's go on to some general news.
All right. Lamb of God drummer Chris Adler has announced the addition of Betraying the Martyrs to his management agency, Kinskoogie Management.
That's a strange name.
Yeah, but the only reason I put this in here is because I always find it interesting what some of these artists do outside of their main bands, and management is a fairly popular one.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of band members who manage other bands,
like JJ French from Twisted Sister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know he manages Seven Dust.
Yeah,
that's one of the popular ones, like one of the ones that come to mind first and foremost. Yeah. But I know other band members who do these sorts of things. So I just find it really interesting to find what these other guys do outside of their main bands, like Bruce Dickinson, Flying Planes and shit.
Yeah, and fencing and all that good stuff.
Yeah. All right, next up, Tool, Judas Priest, and the Cult were among the artists who had their sets canceled on Saturday, May 11th at the Epicenter Music Festival in Rockingham, North Carolina because of severe weather. The cancellation came several hours after the venue had to be evacuated, and those in attendance, many of whom were camping on the site for the weekend, were urged to seek shelter in vehicles as the storms passed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty severe then.
Yep. I mean, I think Adam Jones from Tool posted a video of the stage and like their screen like the backdrop kind of thing being like blown away.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I believe this was also the inaugural event, the very first event for the Epicenter Festival. So it's not the way to kick things off.
Yeah, no.
So hopefully, they use this as a learning experience and they can learn from it. I do believe that the first night went off without a problem, and the last night, which would be Sunday, the 12th, went off without a problem.
Yeah.
It was just that day, Saturday, May 11th.
Gotcha.
All right, Glenn Hughes has been forced to postpone his previously announced UK tour, which was due to start May 14th and run through May 24th. According to a statement posted on his social media, he needs to be treated for an illness that, while not life-threatening, must be dealt with immediately in order for it to not become a serious problem. He is expected to make a full recovery and be back on the road in June.
So, no details as to what it is.
No. I do believe that just the other day, because of course I'm backtracking like 2 weeks here. Just the other day, he announced his makeup shows.
Gotcha. That's good.
Yeah.
That's nice and quick.
Yeah. Well, according to the Phoenix News Times, Phoenix police have confirmed that someone tried to sell Lamb of God Guitars Willie Adler's Warburg guitar on OfferUp.com that Saturday, 3 days after it was stolen from the venue where the band performed. Now, OfferUp lets users buy and sell directly without giving out their personal information, so it's kind of hard to backtrack and find out where these people are from, apparently.
Gotcha.
However, it does come up later on in our crime blotter. We will talk about it again soon.
Okay.
Nita Strauss has launched Body Shred, the first fitness challenge aimed at musicians and music fans who want to get in better physical and mental shape and make a positive change in their lives. Prizes include a signed Ibanez Jiva 10, I guess is probably her signature model, her Marshall Code 50 amp power block dumbbell set, food from Trifecta Nutrition, and more.
So speaking of things that people do outside of music, yeah.
Well, this is also something that is personal for her because apparently about, I think it was 4 years ago, I read in the article, she went sober and lost like 50 pounds. Mm-hmm. So imagine the way she looks right now, plus 50 pounds. Like that's kind of like, I didn't even know that was her.
Yeah.
So good for her, number one, and number two, that's just something cool to do.
Yeah. And I'm considering sobriety and being in Alice Cooper's band. I'm sure that's a good combination right there.
True.
Because from what I understand, Alice Cooper is kind of a mentor for a lot of people who are sober, including Dave Mustaine.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people would love to have their sponsor be Alice fucking Cooper?
Yeah. No, not necessarily sponsored.
No, I know what you're saying, but still.
Just as a mentor. You know? Yeah.
All right, well, Century Media Records has announced the signing of Mayhem to a worldwide deal. The band's sixth album will be released on October 25th.
Mayhem, aren't they the subject of the
Lords of Chaos, yeah.
Lords of Chaos?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they've been a band ever since that happened, but it's
yeah, of course. I'm just saying, like, there's more activity, I guess.
Well, I do believe that movie came out on DVD, which might be a purchase I consider.
Right on.
All right, Glenn Danzig's Verotica. His feature film directorial debut will receive its world premiere at the annual Cinepocalypse. This is the Chicago-based genre film festival taking place June 13th through the 20th at the historic Music Box Theater. The film is structured as an anthology, splitting its running time between 3 individual characters/storylines based on Danzig's own popular erotic comic book characters.
Right on.
So it's probably gonna be like almost like Grindhouse or whatever that was that Quentin Tarantino did with Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah. Death Proof.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Yep, that's it. All right, according to Billboard, the first North American leg of Kiss's End of the Road tour grossed $58.7 million and sold 518,395 tickets. The trek kicked off on January 31st in Vancouver and played an additional 42 shows throughout the U.S. and Canada before wrapping up on April 13th in Birmingham, Alabama. All but 5 dates have grossed at least $1 million, and all but 7 sold at least 10,000 tickets. The tour's biggest show was at New York's Madison Square Garden on March 27th, where Kiss grossed $1.947 million and sold 13,359 tickets.
Damn. I wonder what the capacity of the garden is.
I wonder that too, especially with the way they have it set up. Because usually we saw Kiss at Madison Square Garden.
We did.
And they have the stage at one end, and then crowd facing them, and then the back behind the stage is probably blocked off.
Yeah.
It's not like Metallica performing in the round.
Yeah.
You know, just cramming in people in wherever they could, so we can break shit.
Yeah.
But that would be it for general news.
All right. So next up is the crime blotter you were mentioning earlier.
Yes, sir. So according to CBS 5, 3 men have been arrested for allegedly stealing guitars from Lamb of God while the band was in Phoenix earlier this month. 3 guitars were stolen from the group's trailer on Thursday, May 2nd, between midnight and 4:30 a.m., according to Sergeant Vince Lewis of the Phoenix Police Department. 62-year-old William Wiedener and 51-year-old Michael Blakesley were arrested on Wednesday, May 8th, in Mesa. 34-year-old Justin Peterson was arrested the following day. All 3 were booked on theft and trafficking in stolen property charges.
Seriously, 62 and 51
Oh,
years
dude,
old?
you should see the pictures of these sons of bitches. They're, wow. Like, you know the pictures that they show you, with, like, you know, of the effects of meth? That's what these guys look like. They look like the after. All 3 of them. All 3 of them. I think the funniest thing I saw on the internet is like, yes, you've been arrested, but hey, fortunately enough for you, you guys have been cast in Rob Zombie's new horror movie.
You ever just look in the toilet after taking a gigantic shit? This is worse.
It was ridiculous. It was like just dumbasses.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing about it. All right. Metallica hasn't broken shit yet.
Metallica has not broken any shit these past 2 weeks.
So, unfortunately, I'm sure they're trying though. Although there is a video out there of Kirk Hammett slipping on his wah pedal and falling and busting his ass. So, if anything, you know, just breaking character, tailbones, I don't know.
Getting old might start breaking a hip.
From the looks of it, it looked like it hurt.
Oh, dude, have you seen the video of Shaggy 2 Dope from Insane Cloud Posse try to drop kick Fred
Yes.
Durst? It's so
Yes.
fucking funny.
I love it. I love it.
Because he's so far away.
Yeah, that was a botched job. Pretty good.
That was so bad.
It's like he kind of like went for the drop kick and thought better of it, but he was still mid drop kick. Like he pulled back somehow. Like what the hell?
It's so fucking funny.
Love it though. Hilarious.
Oh my god. It's like you went to go do something and slid on a banana peel and he just drop kicked. Oh my god. Okay, so we're up to my favorite section.
Feuding. Feuding. All right, here we go. Courtney Love and daughter Frances Bean Cobain, along with Nirvana members Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic, have joined together for the legal battle against designer Marc Jacobs over a design featured in the brand's Redux Grunge collection. According to court documents obtained by The Blast, Marc Jacobs is planning on calling all four of them as witnesses in the case. Last year, Nirvana LLC sued Marc Jacobs, accusing the famed designer of ripping off the iconic Nirvana image of a squiggly yellow smiley face, which it claims to have trademarked in 1992. The Marc Jacobs version features an M and J instead of X's for its eyes, as in the Nirvana version, and it reads Heaven instead of Nirvana in a typeface similar to the band's font. Jacobs defends himself, saying that he basically introduced the world to grunge.
Who is this guy?
I don't know. I know Nirvana, but he's like, these sounds kind of like Vince Russo. He's like, dude, I made the Attitude Era, bro. Anyway, the designer claims that since his original quote grunge collection, he has referenced the style in many collections. He says the smiley face is his work and not Nirvana's. He is demanding the lawsuit be tossed.
Jesus.
I have a feeling he may lose this one, but then again, you never know. They might split it, so you have two versions of it.
Don't even fucking say it. Just shut up.
Hey, it comes up. It comes up here. It does. You'll see.
It's
You'll see.
too early for bullshit.
Oh, no. Okay. Anyway, according to The Blast, I gotta find out what this whole The Blast thing is. Like, there's just nothing but, like, bad shit. Anyway, Guns N' Roses has filed a lawsuit against a company it claims has been selling a knockoff beer named after the band. Kanarky. Okay, thank you. Their craft brewery collective has allegedly been selling a beer called Guns and Rosé through its portfolio of craft breweries, which includes Oscar Blues Brewery. In addition to the band claims, the company has been selling hats, t-shirts, pint glasses, stickers, buttons, and bandanas with the Guns N' Roses name on them. The band is suing for trademark infringement and is seeking unspecified damages. Yeah.
Did you think they weren't gonna find out?
I don't know. The thing is, like I looked at like the labels and everything like that. Like, yes, Guns N' Roses, they're definitely using the name, but that's the only thing they are. It's not like they took like the logo or any of the styling from a Guns N' Roses thing. It's just Guns N' Roses.
But it's still,
it's
still very obvious.
Yeah, it's clearly obvious.
I mean, it's almost as obvious as pulling the shotgun out of the box of roses in Terminator 2.
I saw as a brick to the face. All right, so that's it for Futen.
Fucking hell.
Alcoholica, unfortunately, we have nothing. Although we just talked about alcohol, just not in the positive light. Nothing for merchandising. Although, before I sat down, I think I was scrolling through and I saw that a Cardinal Copia poster is being made by somebody.
A poster?
Yeah. So that would be some merchandising.
I mean, I'm sure ghost posters already exist.
I don't know. There seems to be something very special about this one. At least that's why they're making a big deal about it. I think it was on Revolver's Facebook page. So, but again, I just saw it in passing, scrolling through Facebook this morning. But
Like a lithograph or
I have no idea. Again, I was just scrolling.
3D lenticular. It follows you and shit.
Throughout the middle of the day, it turns into Sexy Magician.
Yeah, sexy magician.
All right, so let's get into some recording news here.
All
right, we got In This Moment has set Mother as the title of his new album, tentatively due in August. The disc was once again produced at the Hideout Recording Studio in Las Vegas, Nevada, with producer Kevin Churko.
So it's called Mother?
Yeah.
So.
Hell, this is totally not Danzig, and you're listening to the Shred Shack.
Yeah. Lacuna Coil have entered the studio to begin recording their new album. The follow-up to 2016's Delirium is tentatively due before the end of the year via Century Media.
Right on.
Entombed A.D. will release their new album, Bowels of Earth, on August 30th via Century Media.
It's amazing to me that we've been doing this long enough that, like, bands we've covered in the past are coming out with new albums. Mm-hmm. Because I remember doing a top 3 where Pat and Reese picked Entombed A.D.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Hellyeah will release its 6th studio album, Welcome Home, on Friday, September 27th via 11/7 Music.
Yeah, I remember talking about Undeniable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and they this will definitely be the last recordings of Vinnie Paul.
Yes.
Five Finger Death Punch has entered the studio to begin recording its 8th album, due later in the year. The new disc is once again being helmed by Kevin Churko.
You skipped one.
Did I? Yes, I did. Head PE will release its new album, Stampede, on June 21st via Pavement Entertainment.
But going back to the Five Finger Death Punch one, I saw the video of all of them arriving at the studio and getting prepped and stuff.
I love studio stuff, like no matter who's recording.
Yeah.
All right, Tool's long-awaited new album will arrive on August 30th.
Will it now?
The band confirmed the release date, Tuesday night, May 7th, at its concert in Birmingham, Alabama. According to fans who attended the show, a video screen flashed the date August 30th before the set's encore. Frontman Maynard James Keenan then encouraged fans to share the news via social media. Not long after the release date was tweeted out via Tool's official account.
Fucking finally.
Yes. Speaking of which, we finally have a album title for the new Slipknot record that's coming out on August 9th. We Are Not Your Kind. And they released images of their new masks and released a new video yesterday.
Yes. Which Pat posted.
Yes.
Yes. Unsainted, I believe it's called.
Yes. So, we can look forward to that one. Marco Hitala. You know that guy? Marco.
Marco.
The dreaded Marco. I watched High Fidelity recently. Anyway, we'll release a new solo album, Mustan Sindamen Rovio, on May 24th via Sylvanian Rooster.
That is a strange record company title, but that's very soon.
That's like next week, I think.
I have to prepare myself. My body is not ready.
No, and my body was not ready for this news. I had no idea this was coming. Volbeat will release its 7th album, Rewind, Replay, Rebound, on August 2nd via Republic Records.
Considering how awesome their last few titles have been, that's a little a little
downplayed. It sounds like
I thought it was like a best of.
That, you know what? I when I saw the title, I thought it was going to be like unreleased stuff, B-sides, covers, something. No, this is all brand new music.
Wow.
Yeah, and the title sounds like an old Blockbuster fucking thing. So,
Be Kind, Rewind, Replay, Rebound.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
So, but still, new Volbeat, always good.
Yeah.
So that is recording news.
All right, so let's go on to The Good That Men Do.
The Good That Men Do. This year's Ride for Ronnie brought in $46,000 for the Ronnie James Dio Stand Up and Shout Cancer Fund's mission of cancer prevention, research, and education for a cure for the dreaded disease that has touched all of us in some fashion.
I think what's today? The 17th.
The 17th.
I think the 16th is the
day. Yesterday we are recording this on Friday the 17th.
Yeah. So anniversary of his death. It's been 9 years.
I can't believe it's been 9 fucking years.
Yeah, it's been a good long time. I remember he passed when I was still working at Caldwell.
Mm-hmm.
but
Formerly redacted.
I can say that because I don't work there anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I really want them to release some unreleased stuff because there's got to be something.
I know.
Somebody's
got to have something. Why doesn't Tony Iommi have something like just stored away?
Well, Magica was supposed to be like a 3-part album.
Oh, well.
So there should be something in the vault somewhere, or something. I don't know what, but I feel like there should be something. Some sort of release has got to happen.
Yeah, not just tribute stuff, but like his own stuff.
Yeah, I mean the live stuff they've released thus far has been good, and I gotta catch up on it. Especially because it's like they cover a lot of old stuff. 87 and before. So let's go on to Crowdfunding Tracker.
Yeah, so I did not put this in obituaries because it's part of a crowdfunding thing, but ironically, Obituary, their bass player Terry Butler, his 27-year-old daughter Jonah Wright has died. She passed away from injuries sustained in a one-vehicle crash this past Tuesday, May 7th. What day is it today?
Whoa, today's the 17th.
All right, so this is a while back then. I'm just catching up on this one then. Anyway, in Hillsborough County, Florida. Her 2 sons, who are ages 6 and 10, were also in the car, but thankfully escaped with only minor injuries. Butler immediately left the band's tour with Hatebreed for an understandable leave of absence, and it's unclear when he will return to the band, if at all. A friend of Wright's set up a GoFundMe campaign to help the family pay for the cost of raising 2 children. Now, the goal was $20,000, and they have so far reached $19,870.
Wow!
And it's already gone up by about $1,000 since this morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning when I checked it when I first read about it.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it's probably gonna reach its goal in the next few hours.
Yeah, most certainly.
And GoFundMe is the one that like it really doesn't end. It doesn't have an end date. It just carries on.
Yeah, I think so. I think like they have a goal, but it just keeps on going. And this money has been raised in 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 days. I believe this fund was just set up by a friend of hers, just to kind of like they said to kind of cover the cost of raising 2 children.
Yeah, I remember seeing something about this, but I didn't realize it was started so recently.
Yeah, and I think I didn't see the article until like I said like last night, early this morning.
Yeah.
So, but that is a damn shame.
Yeah.
All right, but that is it for Crowdfunding Tracker. We will keep up to date with that for another couple weeks.
Let's go on to concert news, and it looks like we have nothing for festivals.
No festivals. Not this time, but we do have a good portion of touring news. Nothing much here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, hashtag no San Antonio date. Misfits will play in Denver and Seattle this summer. The band will perform on September 7th at Denver's Fiddler's Green Amphitheater and on September 14th at Seattle's White River Amphitheater. Rise Against, The Distillers, The Damned, and Cro-Mags will open both gigs.
That's a pretty solid lineup.
I accidentally put that both in touring and in one-offs, so we will skip that one when we get to one-offs. Yes, that is definitely a solid lineup. I believe that's also the same kind of lineup they had at another recent show they did.
Either way, still a solid lineup.
Yeah. David Ellefson has announced the first dates of his summer 2019 Bastery, More Life with Death tour. The shows will feature a question and answer session discussion with co-author and partner Thom Hazard about Ellefson's upcoming memoir, More Life with Death, and a full live band set including songs from the companion album Sleeping Giants.
He has a solo record, or
I guess this is a solo record. And he has a full band apparently.
Yeah.
So it is cool.
I know he came around to Fitzgerald's a few
Weeks
months back. Months.
Months?
Yeah, it's
now
months.
at this point?
Yeah, it's definitely been months now. Not terribly long, but it's been months.
Yeah. All right, Greta Van Fleet has announced a 3-week fall North American leg of its March of the Peaceful Army tour, set to kick off in Kansas City on Saturday, September 21st. The tour will include first-time visits to Kansas City and Irvine, and the band performing a blend of fan favorites and some brand new songs. Shannon and the Clams will support on all dates.
That's a strange name.
Well, apparently this band was handpicked by Greta Van Fleet to open up for them.
I'm sure, but it's an odd name.
Yeah.
More so because I'm wondering what the Clams part, if that's supposed to be something clever, or if it's,
I mean, well, the Greta Van Fleet's named after an old lady in their town of Michigan or whatever.
Yeah.
Where they grew up. So maybe Shannon and the Clams is kind of some kind of in joke for the band members there.
Maybe.
But Babymetal will embark on a fall 2019 U.S. headlining tour in support of its upcoming album. The band's first ever full-scale headlining U.S. tour will kick off on September 4th in Orlando, Florida, and run through October 16th in Seattle, Washington. The trek includes the previously announced October 11th gig at the Forum in Los Angeles, which will mark Babymetal's first headlining arena show in the States. Support on the tour through the October 4th show in San Francisco will come from Avatar. The last 2 dates will feature The H as opening act.
Did you happen to notice anything about coming to San Antonio?
I don't think so, no.
Oh.
Pretty positive about that.
I would go see that show.
It'd just be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, that's one of the see it just to say I saw it shows.
Yeah. Plus, like, you hear so much about them, Babymetal, like the young ladies who are fronting it, but then you also hear about their backing band, and you hear that their backing band is actually fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, not just good, but amazing.
But I've seen minor clips of their performances, and it seems interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they're young, so hopefully they continue on for a while, and we can eventually catch them.
Yeah.
Bad Religion, going on the opposite spectrum of age here, has announced a North American headlining tour in support of its latest album, Age of Unreason. One leg of the trek will also feature the Lawrence Arms, while another will include David House and the Mermaid. Also announced were 2 New York City shows with reunited Boston punks The Explosion, 2 New Jersey appearances and festival performances at the California Warped Tour, NoFX's Ohio Fest Camp Anarchy, NoFX's Punk in Drublic shows, Las Vegas Psycho Las Vegas, and Sacramento's Aftershock. Bad Religion being all sorts of busy.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Cataclysm will embark on a North American tour in September. Support on the Meditations Over North America 2019 track will come from Ex-Hoarder, Chris Cian, and Hatchet. Exact dates, cities, and dates will be announced soon. Robert Plant and the Sensational Space Shifters will embark on a short North American tour this fall. The 10-date trek will kick off on September 13th at the Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival in Fredericton? Okay. New Brunswick, Canada, and will wrap on October 3rd at the Les Schaub Amphitheater in Bend, Oregon.
The Sensational Space Shifters is... It borders between awesome and curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who've been busy, Robert Plant, he's busy. That dude.
Not doing Led Zeppelin.
Doing anything but Led Zeppelin. He's like, oh, you guys want me to do Led Zeppelin? No, I'm going to go do this. No, we're good.
Just sit there like, who's Led Zeppelin?
No. Fuck that.
Someone just yelled out Freebird. It's not one of my fucking songs, asshole.
Slayer, what?
If you say so.
Okay. No stairway. Denied. Okay, anyway. Deep Purple will embark on the 2019 U.S. leg of their Long Goodbye tour in late summer. The month-and-a-half-long trek will kick off on September 3rd in Riverside, California, and wrap on October 19th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It will be Deep Purple's first American tour dates since the band completed its co-headlining run with Judas Priest last summer.
They've been on their last goodbye tour since like 1995.
Dude, we saw the farewell tour of Kiss in 2000.
I know, I'm just saying.
We saw that. We were there.
Well, that's Kiss, though.
With
Kiss,
Mom.
that's Kiss, though. Kiss is... They're in...
Moving on.
Riddle wrapped in an enigma.
Stop. Alright, the Summer Slaughter Tour 2019 will see the tour's first ever triple co-headline bill, featuring Cowl Decapitation, Carnifex, and The Faceless, all sharing the main event and performing full headline sets. Rivers of Nile, Necrogoblicon, Lorna Shore, Brand of Sacrifice, and the Headbang for the Highway winners will join as support.
I guess the Headbang for the Highway will be announced
Yes, I guess so.
wherever, whenever.
Yeah. That is it for touring news.
But that sounds like a pretty brutal lineup.
Yeah, and I believe it is coming to Austin.
Okay. Not San Antonio.
Not San Antonio. I think a lot of these things that we've been talking about is coming to either Dallas, Houston, or Austin.
Yeah, metal capital of the United States. And
Hey, we get the show we can't see. Amon Amarth, Arch Enemy, At the Gates, Grand Magus.
man, sit there. Shut the fuck up.
I am seriously considering you. Like, I haven't called in sick to work in a year. I might just do it. I might.
Shut the fuck up.
No one from work listens to the podcast. They don't know what I'm talking about.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, shut up. Man, that's rough. It doesn't matter. I'm surprised we don't have any rock clips.
Yeah, well, there's too many to pick.
True.
So,
Anyway, you ready for the one-off? Since I already said one of them.
yes.
All right. Well, Kiss has announced a September 20th show at Staples Centers in Los Angeles, California, which will serve as the finale of the second American leg of the band's ongoing and ongoing and ongoing and ongoing end-of-the-road world tour.
And serve as the beginning of the third leg of the...
Ongoing and ongoing and on. The Energizer Bunny of world tours here.
I'm gonna start a band, and my first tour is just gonna be called like the final tour.
And just tour forever.
And just tour forever.
Release like 3 or 4 albums in between, and just keep on touring.
Just keep on touring and keep calling it the final tour.
It kind of reminds me of, I think it was Chickenfoot, that super group with Michael Anthony and Joe Satriani and Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
They named their second album 3 to skip over the sophomore slump.
I mean, that's one way to do it. Yeah,
Oh my God, amazing!
I can't fault them for that because it's a very smart thing to do.
Yeah. All right, so you ready for some chart nonsense?
I'm hoping for good things.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up.
Well.
All right, well, the number 1 album for this week is Vampire Weekend, Father of the Bride.
Why does it sound familiar?
Well, there's a Steve Martin movie called Father of the Bride.
Yeah, but
the band name Vampire Weekend?
yeah.
I don't know. They've been around for a while. I've heard of them.
No.
I mean, I might have even heard one of their songs, but I cannot tell you what it sounds like.
Probably.
And that's probably like ignorance is bliss kind of thing.
Probably.
Same thing with this Billie Eilish woman. When we all fall asleep, where do we go? Like, I stay right where I am.
Yeah, I fall asleep. I stay in bed and pass the fuck out.
Yeah, like you. Good luck moving my ass.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm gonna be doing once we're done with this crap.
Yeah, I know. I got a couple errands to run, and then I'm gonna go hit the bed real hard. Anyway, number 3 is Khalid Free Spirit. Number 4 is a new album by somebody named PNB Rock.
The fuck?
I don't know. It's called Trap Star Turned Pop Star.
Okay, stop.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Sorry. And then number 5, and rounding out the top 5 here, is Ariana Grande, Thank You Next.
Yeah, that's
Not a surprise. All right, so let's scroll here.
Scroll on.
All right, number 19, pretty much staying in place, is Bohemian Rhapsody, the soundtrack by Queen. Queen's greatest hits, numbers 1, 2, and 3. The Platinum Collection is at number 29, on the rise from number 127 last week. Yeah.
Which means it's number 2 on the hard rock charts.
More than likely. Now we have a new, quote-unquote, release from the Grateful Dead. It's Dave's Picks, Volume 30. Fillmore East, New York, New York, January 2nd, 1970. This is a new album.
More live stuff.
More live stuff from the Grateful Dead, debuting on the charts at number 34.
Man.
A re-entry in the charts. Not on the charts last week. In the charts this week at number 36 is Dancing Queen by Cher.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Just fucking with you.
What?
I'm just fucking with you. Oh, but here is a new release. Debuting at number 47 is Berserker, Amon Amarth.
Ooh, that's
Number 47.
That's pretty badass.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It will drop off immediately, but...
Very quickly. The Best of Everything, Tom Petty and the Heartbreaker 69.
You know
Oh
what?
my gosh. Those Now albums are still a fucking thing.
Yes, they are.
I've now reached number 70.
Jesus.
Now 70 is at number 71 on the Billboard charts as a new release.
Completely ignoring that, you know what song I have a very strong appreciation for?
What's that?
Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah, like I've been hearing it more and more lately because of whatever radio station gets played at work at Redacted, and it's a great song.
It's a really good song. You didn't like it when it first came out?
No, I loved it.
Oh, okay.
But hearing it, it was one of those things that was like, man, I would want to hear that song. I would want to hear that song sometime.
What's the other one that I really liked? It was a very popular single for him. Like, it was after Last Dance with Mary Jane. It's the one in the video where he's singing into the microphone and everything's going around him in the background.
I don't know. But
You Don't Know How It Feels.
really,
Yeah, that's a great song.
I was gonna say because I've heard that one a bunch of times. I'm tired of hearing that one. I'm tired of hearing like Free Fallin' and
No, You Don't Know How It Feels. I really like that song. I really like that one.
yeah.
All right. But number 73 is the new album from Bad Religion, Age of Unreason. Number 73, top 100 in the Billboard Top 200. Good for them. All right. We're getting through our normal pop stuff here. Greatest hits, Billy Joel. A Tupac Shakur greatest hits album. All right. All right. The Dirt soundtrack from Motley Crue is at number 105. That's coming down from 101. Guns N' Roses' Greatest Hits at 112. Rumors by Fleetwood Mac is at 115. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, 124. Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
Newfound Glory's got a new album out. From the Screen to Your Stereo 3 is debuting at number 133.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've surprised me in the past as far as like how heavy they can be. But otherwise, I don't give a shit.
Nice, I like it. All right, Greatest Hits Eagles 143, Black and Black 144, the Black Panther album 148.
The soundtrack?
Yeah, soundtrack. I was just really hoping for the Black album to be right around there so I can keep going with the theme, but nope. Greatest Hits, Chili Peppers 153, Nirvana Nevermind 154, Decade of Destruction, Five Finger Death Punch 158, which is on the uptick from 192. Abbey Road 160, Beatles 162, the Black Album finally at 166. Some new stuff from people we do not care about. Muse, Simulation Theory is a re-entry at 190.
Wow.
Yep. A re-entry at 194 is the Greatest Hits by Bon Jovi. A re-entry at 195 is Thriller by Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yep. And that would be really it for anything that we would discuss.
I read kind of a headline. It was from Alien Ant Farm, and it's like they were kind of in a quandary. It's like, can we still cover Michael Jackson without people getting pissed off?
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah,
that's real rough.
Because obviously fans of the band are going to want to hear it, but it's like you know.
Yeah, you know the story.
You know the story.
But things people are obviously still listening to his shit.
Yeah,
which is, definitely separating the artist from the, the music.
Still gets played on the radio and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Especially when it's your most popular song. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's real tough. All right, so you ready for the top 25 hard rock albums?
As ready as I can be.
Number 25, Rage Against the Machine, self-titled.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
I think we had a re-entry last time, and
I think so. Yeah. Number 24 is a re-entry of Pearl Jam 10. Not seemingly out of nowhere, because I think they do come up again a little bit later. Okay. You will see. Number 23 is Zeppelin 4. Number 22 is And Justice for None, Five Finger Death Punch. 21, Experience Hendrix, The Best of Jimi Hendrix. Number 20, All the Right Reasons, Nickelback. 19, I Prevail, Trauma. 18, Three Doors Down, Greatest Hits. 17, Aerosmith, Greatest Hits. 16, Disturbed, Evolution. 15, Linkin Park, Meteora. Number 14, Foo Fighters, Greatest Hits. 13, Queen's, Greatest Hits. Straight up. Not the Platinum Collection. Number 12, Zeppelin Mothership. 11, Linkin Park, Hyper Theory. 10, Def Leppard's Greatest Hits. 9, Bon Jovi's Greatest Hits. 8, Metallica, Black Album. 7, Five Finger Death Punch, A Decade of Destruction. 6, Back in Black, AC/DC. 5, Guns N' Roses Greatest Hits. 4, Motley Crue, The Dirt soundtrack. Number 3 is Berserker by Amon Amarth. 2, Queen's Greatest Hits 1, 2, and 3, The Platinum Collection. And number 1 is the Bohemian Rhapsody soundtrack.
Yeah. I'm kind of bummed because Starbomb is not on the charts.
Yeah, and I think the thing I was thinking about for Pearl Jam was last week's they had a new live EP come out.
Gotcha.
That's what I was thinking of.
Gotcha.
And that's it for charts.
Well, not surprising at all.
No, not pretty much. Rehashing the old stuff.
Yeah. Now I don't think we have a discussion.
Oh, hey,
What?
Just a quick thing here. I'm just refreshed the GoFundMe. They reached their $20,000 goal.
Yeah.
And they have now upped the goal to $30,000.
Okay.
So we didn't even get through the whole podcast before they reached their first goal.
Okay. I don't think we have a discussion point.
Yeah, we haven't had one in a while, so this was a quick one.
Yeah, this was a quick one. So, yeah, it doesn't help when work sucks and well, work doesn't suck.
I actually thought that was thunder or
Yeah,
your dog.
Yeah, me too. But when work is work and you're sick.
Yeah.
So, tune in next time for a better episode.
Yeah, I feel like we sucked on this one.
Yeah, well, we'll actually have a topic to discuss since we have a whole backlog of potential ideas.
True.
So, until next time, I'm Dan Mack.
And this is Chris Mack.
And we are the Slime.